Welcome into Bon Appetit, and if we got a bonus for you today, we're a couple of weeks from Thanksgiving, and guess what? We have Melissa Welch. She came here in September and did some blueberry muffins. Melissa, everybody wanted that recipe.
Good.
We
So
sent
good.
out a lot of those recipes, and she was a winner from last year's fair, but she was entering this year, and you're now looking at the 2020 Cook of the Year, the Alabama National Fair. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
Feel
yeah,
surprised.
I can
That's
see I can
huge.
see why, because everything that you did that we ate was delicious.
Thank you.
And now for Thanksgiving, you're going to do a dessert.
I am. I'm going to do a pie, actually sweet potato. Everybody goes to pumpkin for the fall, but I'm a sweet potato girl, and this
So
is
am
a
I.
recipe that my grandmother, RT, used to do, and it has a little bit different twist to it, and the twist I'll tell you about later. And it's
Oh, I
I call
love
it
it.
sweet potato pie with a twist.
Love it.
Good.
Okay.
So we'll just start if y'all are ready.
Absolutely,
Go right
we're ready.
ahead.
First of all,
And we'll have this recipe for you
Yes.
also, so
Yes.
don't have to sit there with a pen and copy down
Right.
everything.
First of all, I bake 5 or 6 sweet potatoes, about a good sized sweet potato, not a tiny one, but I don't like the large ones either.
Okay.
Kind of a medium sized sweet potato, and I bake them. I don't boil them because to me that kind of just
Right. It
dilutes the
does.
flavor,
Agreed.
so it makes them watery. But I bake them for about 45 minutes to an hour in a 350-degree oven, and then I peel them and cool them and peel them, and I mash them. And I have about 3 cups here already mashed. I'm going to add that to my bowl. And you can do this in a stand mixer, you can do this with a hand mixer, or you can do simply like I'm doing today and just do it
Spatula.
with,
Yeah.
by hand in a bowl. So I'm going to mix that about 3 cups of potatoes that's already been mashed, and to that I'm going to add a cup and a half, and I'm sorry Mr. Jack, I know you're diabetic, but I'm going to add a cup and a half of white sugar. And I'm gonna,
Sweet potato.
sweet potato pie. I'm going to mix that.
Well,
just
the funny
blend
thing
that in.
about it, Melissa, is that if you're diabetic, which I am, sweet potatoes are okay to eat.
They're
They're
good.
really
They're
good
really
for
good
you.
for
I think
you,
it
yes.
balances out. And here I have a half a stick of
Balances
unsalted
out.
butter that has been softened, and it's really soft. You need to have everything at room temperature. I like to have my
Right.
eggs and butter and everything just at room temperature.
That's a key.
I'm going to blend that in there. Thank you, Ms.
You're
Virginia.
welcome.
I'm going to mix this in really well. And you just stir, stir, stir. This is a good thing if you've got grandkids or
They
or
can
nieces and
do it.
nephews.
That's
just let 'em
true.
stir.
That's
Yep.
true.
I mean, that's the fun part. I remember being in my grandmother's kitchen, and she let me stir. I lived across the road from her, and I spent as much
Aw,
time there
see
as I
that-
did at home.
Isn't that nice?
And so I did that. So I've got that just about blended in there, and it's okay if you have some, chunks of butter in there, because those are going to melt through and distribute throughout the thing. So it's looking
Yep.
like this now. And to that,
I got a grandson that'll be all over this.
I've
'cause
got. I bet he would love it too.
yeah, and he loves to cook.
I've got 3 eggs, which I'm going to go ahead and beat a little bit. I like to
Okay.
do that before I add that. And if you're doing,
Almost like you do it if you're going to make a scrambled egg.
if you're doing
Ooh,
it
you
in
got the mat. You're
in a
good.
stand mixer,
She's good.
you can add one and do it. I'm going to add that to that, Miss Virginia.
Yes,
thank you.
ma'am.
You're the good assistant today.
The sous chef.
Mix that in, and now I'm going to add a half a cup of whipping cream. My grandmother used
Oh.
evaporated milk,
Right.
but I
Okay.
changed it up a little bit. I do a half
Is,
a cup of whipping
is that the
cream.
thing that's different from?
That's
that's
it.
the
Well,
surprise?
that's one thing that's
Okay,
different.
good.
And then I'm going to go ahead and add some of the wonderful Alaga yellow label syrup.
Oh,
I'm going
thank
to
you,
add a half a
ma'am.
cup of that.
Half a cup.
Wow.
Half a cup.
Okay.
So you've
My
got about
goodness.
2 cups of sugar of sweet in there. I'm
Okay,
so sorry.
that's not a problem.
So we've got that. And to this, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla flavoring.
Oh, that's going
okay.
to be delicious.
2 teaspoons of vanilla. And just any kind of good vanilla flavoring
Okay.
that you can do. Now the twist comes in with this because I've got the vanilla. I'm going to add a teaspoon of lemon flavoring.
Oh,
You might
okay.
think-
I
you
like
You
that.
might
No,
think that
no.
lemon might not go with sweet potatoes, but actually, when you add citrus, the orange or the lemon, it kind of brightens the flavor.
Ah.
Just
You're
give it a
right.
quick
You're
little
right.
stir.
Yes.
Good idea.
And but that's where the twist comes in.
Wow.
I'm going to add that to the mixture.
Oh,
that
that
blended
even
in.
smells good uncooked,
It is,
Melissa.
it's wonderful cooking. And to me, I was blessed on both sides with great cooks, aunts and
Isn't that nice?
grandmothers and my mom. They were all great cooks, and I think to know what good food tastes like, you had to have tasted good food.
Yeah,
That's right.
absolutely.
You That's
Gotta
right.
know.
That's right.
And I think that comes out in my cooking. That
Well-
certainly comes out in loving
Well, for
to
one
eat.
thing, when you started out, it's not a can
No.
of sweet potato mix.
No.
That's the first thing I saw. This is the real thing, and that makes the difference.
And it
But I-
doesn't take that much time.
No. And I've got it mixed, and as you can see, there's still chunks of butter. You can blend that more if you
Okay.
want to, but it really won't hurt. And to
Because
this,
it's going to melt as it bakes.
oh, it's going to melt in there and just be wonderful. But you take your 2 pie crusts. Now you bring your regular pie crust, not deep dish, regular pie crust out. You can make your own pie crust, or you can buy. You can cheat, make it a little easier on yourself. Put them on a baking sheet, and bring them out cold. Leave them cold until you get your filling
Okay.
mixed up. That helps it not to get too brown in the oven. But pour your filling in and bake these for about 45 minutes to an hour on 350 degrees. Take them out, eat them hot, eat them for supper, eat them for Thanksgiving, put them in the freezer for up to a month.
Is that
Oh,
right?
that's nice. That's
Oh,
nice.
my goodness.
Or just take it for breakfast the next morning. And
That's so
have
good with
breakfast.
coffee.
Oh my goodness.
But that is my grandmother's sweet potato pie with a
Oh, I love the tradition.
Yes.
Because that's a lot of love
That's
in that
great.
recipe.
Yes. Well, Melissa, and from our, it's another winner.
Thank you.
You can enter that next year if you like. She was the winner this year, which is great. The recipe, give me a call at 277-5000, area code 334, or send me an email, and we'll put the email address there. We will email you. That's the quickest way to get the recipe, and you'll be having a wonderful Thanksgiving. We'll be right back right after this.